So rather than a parent just focusing on their role as parent, what they're focusing on is changing their child or their teenager's behavior. So what I'm doing is intended to change you.
Hmm.
And then what a kid feels when they feel like someone's trying to change them or make them do something different is they resist that because now they feel like they don't have choice. So they get caught up in this comply and feel like a stooge of the parental expectation or resist the parental expectation.
That
So
sounds like a tricky one because I would think that most parents, or at least a lot of parents, would see themselves as part of their job is to maybe change is not the right word, but steer or get them to, yeah, change their behavior, get them
that's
to
exactly
stop
what
doing
parents
this.
say.
Yeah.
You, yeah, because the parents will come in and they'll say, well, the probation officer says I have to do this with my kid. I have to get my kid to school and I have to get him off drugs. What am I supposed to do? And so it is a paradoxical situation that the more they try to change their child's behavior, the more they're going to invite resistance. And so, in order to fully answer the question of how do you deal with this paradox of needing your child to change a behavior but not changing their behavior, we
Uh-huh.
have to move over to the next part of my book of the two skills or the two tools for getting out of a control battle.
Okay,
So,
let's do that then.
okay, so the two tools for moving forward and changing, getting out of a control battle are number one, having a positive vision of your teen. Because once we're into a control battle, invariably parents have come up with a negative narrative about their teen. They're stubborn, they're disrespectful, they're uncaring, they're irresponsible, they're mean, they're unempathetic, uh, whatever. They've come up with a negative narrative about their kid. They might know in their hearts that that they love their kid, but they might have started to lose faith in their kid, and somehow that gets communicated in their behavior. The more, if for instance, if I'm trying to change my kid's behavior, then I'm essentially saying to my kid, you don't have the judgment or the capability of changing your own behavior. So I'm essentially communicating a negative message.
Yeah.
So we want, and so number one is getting a positive vision and communicating a positive vision of your teenager. So a way that might work, for instance, is let's just say you've got a kid who is not managing their school responsibilities. And rather than going, well, darn it, you're going to start managing your responsibilities right now, young man. Get over here and start your homework. You'd say, hey, look, I know you're perfectly capable of doing your homework. I've seen you do it 1,000 times. You're smart, you're creative. And even if there's a subject that's hard for you, I expect you to give it your best shot. You're perfectly capable of that. You're smart, you're responsible, you're a capable young person, and I need you to do your responsibilities. And you need you to do your responsibilities because that's in your own best interest. So that's a way, for instance, that you might communicate a more positive message to your kid.
Yeah, so it was still very assertive, I notice. Uh,
Yes, exactly.
Not
And so
quite as negative a tone as the first example, but still very strong and assertive.